You're listening to the Magnetic Boss Podcast, where badass entrepreneurs come together to share authentic conversations. We're ditching the cookie cutter approach to building a business and valuing collaboration over competition. I'm your host, Calandra Martin, boy mom, coffee obsessed coach, speaker, and leader. I help women radiate their brilliance in the online space and create magnetic brands. We are here to have fun, do work we love, and enjoy the ride. Now let's dive in. Welcome back to the Magnetic Boss Podcast. I am going to be jamming today on a really important topic. And as usual, I want you to write this down if you have the ability to do so, and make sure that you are subscribed to the podcast so that you can go back and listen to these episodes as many times as you need to and get updates on the newest episodes coming out every single week. Okay, so today I am going to share with you the number one way that you can ensure that you will manifest the business of your dreams. Now, I'm using a little bit of a woo-woo word today, so if you are not familiar with the idea and the concept of manifestation, first let me break it down. Manifestation, quite simply, is setting into action an intention that you wish to receive. So let's just say that in your business, you want to be making $10,000 a month. And you are going to go through a process of manifesting that into your life so that it is in your current reality. Now, this is really based on, you can hear my crazy dogs in the background. This is really based on the law of attraction, which I am not an expert in. But what I am an expert in my own life and business, is taking messy action and always having in the back of my mind what my intention is for what I am doing, what I am calling into my life, and what I want to create in my life and in my business. So I want to share a little exercise with you today because this has really been the most transformational practice that I've had, that I've experienced through every single evolution in my business. Now, in one of the first episodes, I shared with you my mantra, your success is inevitable, trust in your process. And I want you to turn that into my success is inevitable, I trust in my process, experience, and who we want to be. So, in order for you to really step into this exercise, I want you to be thinking about, and you can take a moment for this, maybe take a deep breath. Think about who is the highest version of you. Who is she? What is she doing? What is she created? What is the legacy that she is leaving on the world? How is she helping people? And when you sink into this version of you, this badass version of you that you are aspiring to be one day, I want you to be thinking about what you have, what you've created, what you are sharing with the world. And I want you to write that down in a journal, in a notebook, on a sticky note, whatever is close by, every single morning, as often as you can. So to share a little bit of a inside story with you, this is what I did when my son was born. So if you listen to the second episode where I share my personal story, I started my business pretty much at the same time that I became a mom. And motherhood in itself is a lot to swallow. It is a huge transition, and nobody can really prepare you for what is to come with being a mom, especially to an infant. The infancy stage is really, really precious. It goes by really fast. It can be really exhausting, and there's a lot of personal development that happens. And the same thing is true for growing a business. So I really birthed my business and my baby, my son, at the same time. So I really had to lean in and do the mindset work. I really had to, yes, look at strategy, yes, figure out how to pay my bills, but I also had to lay this foundation of growth, this foundation of knowing what I was striving for and who I was becoming. So I did this every single day for just about 2.5 years. And I'll be totally honest, I am not perfect at this now. It's a practice that I'm trying to get myself back into, and that's one of the reasons that I want to share it with you, because I want you to see how well this works for you. And I'll share my process with you too over on Instagram. But I want you to grab a piece of paper as often as you can in the morning before you pick up your phone, which is very hard to do, before you get up and take care of your kids or get yourself out the door, whatever your morning routine looks like. Take 5 minutes and write down what you are manifesting. And when you do this, I don't want you to just write down, one day I'm going to pay off all my debt. That's not really how it works. You want to be writing this down as if it has already happened for you. I want you to write it down as if you were already the version of yourself that is a total badass, doing the things that you aspire to do, helping the people that you aspire to help, and creating the things that you know that you are capable of creating. Because the truth is that that is you already, but you have to step into that version of you. And that is where manifestation comes into play, because as you're writing this down every single morning, you're setting the intention of how you're going to show up, and the action follows suit. So if you say that you are going to be a speaker on stage with thousands of people in the audience, you're going to show up like the badass during the day who has herself put together and is having conversations with people and getting herself out there and not feeling self-conscious about how she's showing up in the world. So really start to look at who this person is and become her. Start embodying that today. And the more that you practice this exercise, the more that you lean into this, lean into the discomfort, lean into the unfamiliar, it becomes easier. It becomes easier, it becomes like muscle memory, and you're putting out the signal to the universe that you are ready. You are ready to step up your game. And when I look back at this, and I have way more notebooks than I care to mention. I probably can't even count how many notebooks I have. But when I look back at what I had written down in the beginning of my journey of entrepreneurship, almost everything that I wrote down in those notebooks is my reality. I wanted to be able to put my son in a private preschool. I wanted to be able to buy all organic produce. I wanted to be able to make sure that my lights weren't going to get shut off every single month and that my rent was paid. That was my reality when I jumped into entrepreneurship. There was no level of certainty. And when I look back on that, I realize that I've created all of that. I've manifested all of that. And that was me doing it. So I want you to be able to look back on your journey and say, holy shit, I did it. Holy shit, that worked. So have some fun with this. Get creative. Allow yourself to really dream big. And even if it sounds a little bit crazy or silly or like you could never have that, please write it down anyways. Nobody's going to see it unless you share it. And really just allow yourself the possibility. Allow yourself to play in the possibility of what you could create for yourself through your business, through your work in the world, through your purpose. So, go have fun with this, take action on this, and I would love to hear from you if you do this already, or if this is something that you're going to start. Tag me on Instagram at calandra.martin, and as always, make sure you're jumping inside the free Facebook community, the Magnetic Boss Collective, so that we can have the conversation inside there too. All right, I'll see you on the next episode.